I'm going to record this for the people who cannot get on this morning. Welcome, welcome, welcome everybody that is on. We are going to go ahead and get started in about 1 minute. I want to give people a chance to hop on here this morning. So see what time we have. Oh, 10:03. It's about time to get started. Some people have been here since 9:45. Those are the early birds wanting to catch the worm. They want to make sure they get a spot. You know, that is important because I only have 100 spots on this. I was getting ready to pay for more, but then
Good morning.
Good morning. Then Megan said that she wanted me to teach on Wednesday, so I didn't do it. But some people can't get on some Tuesdays because we are over capacity. So it's good to get on. And so
I have someone new on the line.
Okay. Ruth, that's open, not muted out. Good morning, Ruth. Glad to have you on.
Morning, Ruth.
Morning, Thank Ruth. You. I appreciate it.
Good morning.
Glad to be here.
Well, today is going to be the solution to a lot of people's problems. So I'm going to ask you to mute out. We are recording, and we're going to go ahead and get started. People will be jumping on.
Good morning, Linda. This is Barbara.
Hey, Barbara, North Carolina in the house.
North Carolina.
All right. Okay, everybody. So everybody mute out. We're going to go ahead and get started. I'm excited for today. Do want to address that we are still in this transition. And when we talk about ground floor, I don't want people to get discouraged with ground floor, with what we're going through. Ground floor is a huge arena. It's the greatest time to get involved with a company. It's not for the faint. Sometimes I faint with this one because we're not going through the typical ground floor. We're going through development issues with developers changing, transitioning from one developer to the other. Normally, ground floor is the position that you get in with a company. You get in early enough. What happens when the company explodes? Most people will come in massive proportions. Your team just explodes, your income explodes. Everything happens exciting for people that get in ground floor. And so we have that with Tradera because Tradera is going to be ridiculously amazing. It's going to be the best opportunity and it's going to be a household name because of the product. We're learning Forex in trading. We're learning one of the best opportunity. We're in one of the best opportunities for what we can learn. People will grow not only financially because they're learning finances. It's not just you're growing in finances because you're making money alone. You're growing in finances because we're learning finances. And I'm going to make somebody a co-host to catch the people that are coming in so that we can record this. But anyway, let me see. Let me find my trusted leader here. Where are you? Mr. George Dixon, where are you? Raise your hand, Mr. Dixon, please. I think I just passed you. There you go. I'm going to make him a co-host so that he can catch the background noise for me. Okay, there you go, sir. You are a co-host. Okay, so we are in the best scenario, but it's so challenging. And this is like the proving ground for who's going to be legend. Really, really, this is a proving season because we're going through such a transition that you're going to prove if you deserve to be a legend. Okay, this is not for somebody who's going to get in today and dabble with this thing and play around and quit because of the challenges that we might go through right now. You have to understand, you got to deserve that position. You have to deserve being a noble. You got to deserve, I mean, what does it take to deserve to make $125 a week, you know, from home with, you know, by just putting people on a webinar? You don't have to do much. You don't have to show up at 9 and stay till 5 to earn $500 a week as a bishop. And that's our goal as a team, probably throughout the whole Tradera opportunity, is to get people to bishop as soon as possible. Our Impact 2K movement is the prerequisite to Megan's Project 5000, because you got to get to 2,000 before you can get to 5,000. But we want to get people in position within the first 60 days of their enrollment into Tradera to get them to 2,000 a month. Well, how do we get this done? Well, I'm going to solve your problem today, because the problem that we all have is what your daily routine is. Okay, it's not that just you talking to people and what to say to people. We're going to get into that, but what is your daily routine? Because if you show me someone that's successful, I will show you someone that has great habits. You know, I listen to people every day, and I need that background noise going, but I listen to people every day, and I hear them saying to me what their problems are before I even ask. I mean, I'm a business coach, life coach, Christian counselor. So I hear problems all the time, and I listen very well. And when I listen, I can help you solve it. But so many people, this is your problem right here, your daily habits. You know, are you putting in the right amount of time to get your business, you know, where it needs to go? And that's the problem that most people are having. Let me see if I can get my little clicker to work here this morning. Okay, so in addition to having great habits, you have to learn how to manage your time effectively. I know you've heard this before. I literally went to training for time management. You know, when you're in sales or when you're in business, this is one of the traits that you have to really master. One is organization and time. I mean, because time is so valuable. And right now, your time in Tradera is extremely valuable, because one day they're going to open the doors and we are going to be free to walk out of our homes with no mask and be able to do whatever we want. And at that point, people are going to have less time to do Tradera, because they're going to squeeze in all those hours with unnecessary stuff that they're used to doing, you know, running around here to there, whatever, and not having some kind of organization. When you're in a business, your time is different than somebody who goes to a job from 9 to 5. You go to a job 9 to 5, you can come home and do whatever you want, watch TV, whatever. But when you're in a business, you got to have a structured time habit. So once they open the doors, we're going to lose a lot of our captive audience. Right now, we have a lot of people still stuck in the house, so we can recruit, we can share, because we got people stuck and we have them captive and they're bored already. So it's a good chance we can get them on a webinar. But once they open that door, so our time right now is valuable to use it as best we can in the allotted time we have. But you can build a successful business working just 1 hour per day, but what's you going to put in that hour? In that hour, you can't sit down at the computer and then 5 minutes later go to the pantry, 5 minutes later go to the refrigerator, 5 minutes later check your Facebook, because you can lose a whole hour on Facebook. Trust me, people do it all the time. The people that text me or leave messages for me on a regular basis, or I see them sharing stuff on Facebook, if you look at the time frame, and they're your partner in business. See, if you're a partner, you can say to your partner, hey, you're not giving the time that you need to give to for your part in what we're doing. So you can lose a lot, but if you dedicate 1 hour where you're not going to do anything, you're not going to take any phone calls that are outside of your business, and if you do, you're going to keep it short and sweet. You're not going to check your email or Facebook unless it's business related. You need to work smart. You need to have a game plan for your time. You have to have a game plan for your business. You have the game plan for your goals. But what's your time game plan? You got to be consistent and be very disciplined. You know, don't let anybody rob you of a minute of that time that you allocate to your job. I mean, to your business, I'm sorry, not your job. Well, your job is your business, but to your business. Trust me, you can find 1 hour today, and every day, if you really want to. Now, it's going to be hard for some. I know, because you got your job. Some people are still going to work. Some people still have a family to take care of. You got to cook dinner, make meals, do laundry. I get it. But if you only have an hour after you put the kids down, put your spouse down or whatever, put everybody to bed, now it's your turn, okay? And you give it an hour, you get on there, you find something to do on your business, post some things on social media, answer emails from the day before, send out some peak interest text messages or whatever. So when the people wake up, your information is there. Find the hour until the door opens for you to have more hours or more time to do this. So I wanted you to provide an example of a daily routine based upon commitment level and the goals you want for your business. So the first daily routine I'm going to share with you is for someone who wants to create a 6-figure monthly income in their first 6 months to a year in Tradera. Now that's an empress to legend. Okay, so we have people that have proven legends that you could do this in less than 6 months. When I got involved, Megan and Reagan, some of you heard this, I found them on social media and YouTube. I followed it to YouTube because I was looking for an opportunity to trade. But when I found them and became enrolled in the program, they were making $2,000 a month, less than 4 months ago. Megan just hit legend. So we have 3 legends. So it's proven that it can be done within a 6-month period of time. But it depends on what time you put in and what discipline you put in. So this is for the all-in person who's working their business at least 4 to 8 hours per day. Now, 4 hours, man, I'm being really, easy here. Because to make legend, I think you need more than 8. But maybe Empress, Emperor, you can get there in 4 hours. But 4 hours got to be a packed 4 hours. I mean, you got to be dedicated to those 4 hours. You can't be up and down. You got to sit at the table. When I was trying to get to Duchess, I needed 26 more people. I sat at my dining room table. I have a little small office in my home, but I didn't even go in there. I needed the whole table. I mean, I had names and lists and things like that. And I got up to go to the bathroom, got up to get a little bite to eat, made sure I had plenty of water, hydrated, and I sat at my table. I didn't even turn on a TV. I couldn't tell you I don't know anything about politics. I can't tell you none of that, okay? Because I was on a mission. So I did those 8, 9, 10 hours. I was on every conference call. I was on every training webinar. I was on people that I didn't even meet yet, on their calls and their training. I was doing everything and I was soaking everything in, but I wanted to follow whatever system they were using because it was working. But I had to put in the hours I knew they were putting in. So this is definitely not for the part-timer if you're trying to get to legend. Now you might say, well, I have a job. Yeah, you can get to legend, you can do it, but when you get home, if you don't have a lot of responsibilities, don't come in and turn on the TV. Don't get on your social media. Back in the day, we would have a schedule for those that had a job in network marketing. Me personally, you get up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, you get up at 5:30, take a shower. Before you even do that, I would walk in the morning, come home, do my devotion, do my prayer, take my shower, get dressed. And with the pandemic, I don't even have to iron any clothes. I can put on a pair of shorts and a t-shirt, come down to my dining room table, get all that other stuff out the way early because I set a time from when my business was open. People start calling me at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I got to get up at 5:30 and get through with the things that Linda needs to take care of so she can be strong for the rest of the day. I got to talk to my father first because sometimes you need him throughout the day. But anyway, get that out of the way first. And my friends on here tell you, I get up early. Sometimes I accidentally called everybody at 7:30 in the morning. Somebody said, Linda, can you call back later? I'm 5:30, 9 o'clock is my lunchtime, okay? So, but I'm on a mission. I want to get where I want to go. So I have to have my schedule. So this is for full time. You can do what you need to do before people wake up, and you can do what you need to do after your family goes to sleep. And at lunchtime, you make calls on your lunchtime. Don't go out with the people at lunch and jibber jabber. Say, look, I'll see y'all later. I got to get in my car. I got to do some phone calls. I got to get on this conference call and hear this training. Take your lunch hour around, if you can, schedule it around the time you could plug in. But this is intentional. So the routine for the 1%ers that get to legend in 6 months to a year, they set aside minimum 4 hours a day, period. And that 4 hours, let me tell you what that 4 hours is. That's like somebody prepares to cook a meal and they spend a certain amount of time prepping the food before they cook it for the guests. So they do all the prepping, they got prep time, and then the food is prepped, and then they have ready to go ahead and, because I do that too sometimes just for the fun of it. I'm not catering, but I love to cook. So you guys have some prepping time. So those 4 hours is the prepping time, piquing interest and get people ready for the meal, which is the conference calls at 2, 7, 9, whenever they have it. Okay, so you have 4 hours of prepping, you got 4 hours of working. However you want to do it, but you got to set aside a minimum of 4 hours a day to deserve to be called a legend, to be deserve to be called a duchess, a queen, a prince, a princess, or whatever. You have to deserve that title, but it's about time. You got to talk to 30 to 50 new prospects per day during those 4 hours to pique their interest and invite them to a presentation. You'll have to contact at least 100 people. Where am I going to find 100 people a day, you say? Okay, that's extreme. Where am I gonna, look, you can find them. I'm going to show you how. But how do you find 100 people a day to talk to? All right, but you have to do that to get to legend. You can't do it by talking to 2 or 3 people today and it's going to happen in 6 months. Then you have to follow up immediately. You can't follow up 4 or 5 days later. You got to follow up with interested contacts from the previous day. You can't wait 2 days, 3 days, because now they don't, what? Oh yeah, I did watch that. But then now they don't remember what they saw if they weren't excited about it. And some people, you have to get them excited again. It could be the next day because people got busy lives. So you have to follow up is the key. That in 3-way calls. And then you have to, in that interim, you still got to train the new people. See where you're busy? See where this is a full-time thing? Because not only are you still recruiting, because you're gonna have people that drop off, so you have to make sure you're keeping your funnel, or whatever you call it, your holding tank or the dugout on your team. You gotta keep that dugout full of people ready to go up at bat, okay? So, you know, you have to follow up, but then you have still in that same period of time, you still got to train the new people you brought in, because you can't just bring in a bunch of folks and then hope they find something to do or plug into. You know, you have to have a system. You got to have the playbook, but you can't just hand them the playbook. You got to discuss the playbook. So this is all part of your desire to hit top levels in this company. You got to balance it out. And then you rinse and repeat every day for 5 days a week. We're just saying that, say you're going to take the weekends off. But see, legends don't take the weekends off. Leaders don't take the weekends off. You know, you have a day of rest. Absolutely. You can rest, but you have a lot of certain time for that. You have to rest. You have to have your health right. I get it. But this is if you're just going to do it 4 to 5 days a week. Okay. And then you got to take massive action. You know, this plan sounds easy to some people because they've been doing this for a while, but some people might feel this is totally extreme. But very few people will commit to contacting this many people every single day. I mean, that's a huge commitment, not to Tradera, not to your upline, but to you, okay? You're the one that you have to commit to. And the reason this plan works so well is because you are exposing the business and the academy to lots of people in a compressed amount of time. It's about exposure. And you can't spend your time doing a whole bunch of other things. It's just like not having a plan for your day, and then you realize I did the whole day and got nothing done. If you plan this out because you want to be legend, or you want to, let's just meet you halfway. You want to be Duke the Duchess. That's 60,000 extra a year in your home. You know, that would suit a lot of people right now. You're talking 60,000 people. I mean, 60,000 extra dollars a year at Duke and Duchess. That's huge, folks. That's huge. But you can't do it if you don't have a system or a habit of time management. If you were to follow this plan for a year, you would talk to more than 8,000 prospects yourself. And that's taking weekends off, okay? So this is one of the ways I do it. How do you reach 100 people a day? Now, they have these all over. I don't know if any of you have tapped into them. I'm right here at the top, okay? I do these at least 2 times a week. Deanna has me on one coming up on, today. I think it's today. Yep, today. I do one today with Deanna, okay? But, you know, they have these all over. This is how you reach 100 people a day. These are networking meetups that are virtual. People are not letting their businesses die because of a pandemic. Listen to this. I'm just going to listen how it starts.
There's 2 people in the waiting room. Let me let them in. Admit all. Okay, so they're coming in. So now, without further ado, let's have Miss Toni Moore tell us what's going on with her business.
Hey everyone, my name is.
Let's let Miss Toni Moore tell her what's going on in her business. You get 2 to 3 minutes, 5 minutes to talk about your business. These things are all over the internet. They're virtual. You got to join an organization that meets. That's how you meet people. People call me and say, well, Linda, I don't know where to find people. You got to plug in. And it's easy. 2 to 3 minutes. You can say something. You know, I belong to an organization that we have an academy that's teaching people how to trade in Forex. One of the most powerful ways to enter into a market to earn money every single day and learn a new skill set. I mean, however you want to explain it. People ask me, Linda, you know, what do I say? Now, these are people that's been in this industry for a while, and they say, Linda, what do I say? And it's so challenging for me because I don't know what to say to the people that you know. And the only way you're going to learn what to say to the people that you know, you don't have me do it, because now I got to learn who your people are in a matter of seconds before I talk to them. But I don't mind doing 3 ways because that's the meat of the business. But you have already told me what they are or who they are, but not to do a cold call where they haven't seen a presentation and I have to do it from scratch. You're making me do cold call presentations for you. No, the way you learn what to say to people is you plug in. If you get on somebody's training, Megan's every day, and if you get on the presentation, if you if you have a job and you can't get into training, it's recorded. But if you, at 9 o'clock at night, after you're home from work, you done put everybody to bed and it's 9 o'clock, listen to that presentation every single night until it becomes a part of your DNA. You won't need anybody to say anything for you because you'll know what to say without even knowing that you know what to say. As soon as you start talking, Megan's gonna come out of your mouth because you've heard it so many times. You know, Dr. Stan or you know, everybody that you listen to, if you get it in you, when it's time to go talk to people, it's already in you. And you'll know what to say without even thinking about it. But if you're depending on someone else explaining this to everybody for you, you're at a snail's pace. And leaders want to help you grow. But if you're not doing the foundational part, you know, okay, so people say, well, I don't, you know, want to get on conference calls or whatever. And I understand. Some people aren't into that. That's okay. But don't tell me you're going to be legend. Don't tell me you're going to be noble. Okay? You want to make an extra $500 a month, you don't have to get on anything. You can just get 10 people and make $125 a day. But if you want to rank up, you're going to have to be a participant. You're going to have to be in it so this gets into your system. The people that are leaders that you admire because of what they can do, they have put in years of listening to conference calls. They've gone to seminars. I was a seminar junkie, and I have more certificates than I need because they gave you certificates. I didn't try to apply for them. I just was there, and they gave me a certificate because I wanted to master this. Why? Because I wanted to be wealthy, working smarter, not harder. I wanted to be on the right side of the quadrant where I was actually a true business owner and not self-employed, where I'm just creating myself my own job. I wanted be a business owner where I have, like John Paul Getty, thousands working with me than one. Just me working by myself, because I can only physically and emotionally and mentally create wealth for myself by myself. So I'd rather have the efforts of a lot of people working together. Because if I can only put in 2 hours, but I have 100 people putting in 2 hours a week, that's 2,000 hours going in for me a week in my business. So imagine how many students and independent business owners you would find if we did this. Even if you sponsored just 1 in 50 people you talk to, you would personally sponsor around 160 people in 1 year. I know this is extreme for some people. Some people say, I don't have time. You can join a network. And that one window that you saw with those people had 66 people on it. I exposed Tradera to them, 66 people. And do you know what? Every week I get on Monday nights at 7:30. I'm never on Megan's 9 o'clock call on Mondays, because Monday nights at 7:30, I'm on that call right there, that webinar from 7:30 to 9:30, because they have 60 people. They got 2 minutes to say what they got to say. But now you say, well, why am I going to sit there for 2 hours and listen to all the people? Because guess what? I have a list mile long, because they gave me every single person's name in that group. And all of them were talking finances, but not trading in finance. So now I could call them and say, you know what? Let me add this to what you're already doing. We could partner here. I could show you how you could do this. I have a list of so I listen to every single person's business opportunity in there and see how I could connect my business to them. So you can reach thousands a day if you tap into different networking events virtual, because this is the season and this is the new normal to do business. And then once we are able to go out, you are so poised and ready to do hotel meetings and home parties than you'll ever imagine, okay? So even though this might turn some people off, it's not for the part-time or someone who is dabbling with the business. We already mentioned that. But if you only get one takeaway from this example, daily routine, remember that this is a business of exposure. The more exposure you make, the more people you will recruit, and the more money you will make, period. Okay, so let's talk about the 20%ers. That's the 1%ers, that's the extremists. Those are the people that are going to hit legend. They're going to. Because there's karma, there's good karma and there's bad karma. If you put it in the work and do it, karma's gonna give you a blessing, because it can't go unnoticed, it can't go unrewarded. Okay, so now this is for the 20%ers. This is for someone who wants to create 5,000 to 20,000 monthly income within a 1 to 2 year period of getting started. These are Duke, Duchess, or Queens or Kings that want to, they don't have a lot of time, and they're willing to take a year to make that. Even 5,000 extra a month, that, like I said, that's 60,000 a year. And it might take you a year. If you don't have a big following and you still have to learn some things, you got to get your personal development up, and you got to get past your shyness and all that stuff. And I promise you, if you ever get a check with a comma in it, you will never be shy again. You will always be successful in this industry. Once you make a comma, you can always make a comma, because you've already figured out how this is done. You've already trained well, and you can get it done. But now this is for the 20%er, is willing to work consistently for a few years to get to that point, and that's good. $20,000 in 2 years, a month in 2 years, that's not bad at all. But this person is still committed, but they don't want to contact 30 to 50 people a day. They just don't have the time, or they say they don't know the people, and they don't plug into all the networking events. But maybe they want to, but they don't have the time and the discipline. And a lot of people even admit to me, Linda, the reason why I've never made it in this industry, because I just never committed to the time. I never was disciplined. And there's some people on this webinar right now that call me and admitted that. And that's the start. Because they're not saying, this didn't work for me, or, is this another one of those pyramid schemes? I never made any money. And people that tell me that, I ask them, I said, well, who did you work with? Your leadership, did they mentor you to teach you all of the aspects of becoming successful? And if they didn't sit there and talk to you about the time you need to put in, don't complain to me if you're not getting on or plugging into all of the benefits you have in a given day to learn. I don't even care if you don't have anybody on the call. You learn. You're there to learn. And you listen. I don't care if you're cooking dinner, put the speaker on, hear Megan while you're cooking dinner. Don't cook dinner and watch TV, or be chit-chatting with people that aren't on your business all night about gossip and stuff, about politics and everything else. We don't have time for that. We're trying to create empires here in homes, successful franchises, many franchises out of our home. So this person has a day job and is busy like most other people, but is willing to set aside 1 or 2 hours per day to grow their business, at least 5 days per week. You have to, and you have to have a schedule of the things you're going to do. So you set aside a minimum 1 hour a day to build your business or prep for it, okay? Talk with 5 prospects a day. You can do that, okay? But that's at least 10 to 20 people to talk to 5. But you got to at least put in 5. And you don't sit there and talk to them for an hour. 5 prospects a day, man, I could do that in 10 minutes. Because all you're doing is piquing their interest. Joni, what are you doing this afternoon about 2 o'clock? Oh, you're available? Great. I need you to get on this webinar right quick. And I'm going to show you something. We got a movement here. We got 2 movements. We got a 2K movement. We got a 5,000 project movement. Look, we're going all out here. Joni, I need you to plug in and check this out. We're trying to change lives in your family. I know you want to get out of that business. Know your people who you're talking to. Know what they need. And if you don't, ask questions and then come back and say, hey, you know what we talked about yesterday? Get on here today at 2 o'clock. I think we got a solution for that. Even if you don't want to handle it in the first call, prep, prime, and then react. So Joni, you want to get rid of that cleaning company? Because I'm talking about a real person. She's on here right now. Joni and I have known each other since 1989. Okay. Joni and I both had a cleaning company. She's still doing hers. And, you know, after a while, you know, anything that you do over a long period of time, you want to retire from it, or you need something new and refreshing to get your life, you know, stimulated again, you know? So I already know whether she told me or not, because I did one for 15 years with 32 employees. So I already know that she's ready to retire. This is a way you could do it. Just plug in at 2 o'clock. Let me go. I got 10 other people to save their life today. I'll call you later. Can I count on you to be there at 2 o'clock, and I'll call you right after, okay? All right, great. Next call. You don't have time to be on here, you know, so how's the kids, you know? That's not this call. This call is just peak interest. You got 2 minutes to get this person on the webinar. 2 o'clock's not good enough for you. Okay, let me see. I got a slot at 9 o'clock because you know why you're making slots at 9 o'clock? Because you have to follow up with these people after the call. You know, I got 3 available at 9 o'clock. Can you get on at 9 o'clock? Okay, great. Because right after 9 o'clock, let me see. Are you going to be up? What time? Because you want to find out the person that stays up the latest. That's the person you're going to follow up with last. You need to follow up with these people after the call. So I got a slot available at 3:15, 4:15, 5:15. Which one do you need? Okay, good. So be on at 2, and then I'll get back to you at 3:15. How's that? And if it ends a little bit earlier, and the reason why I put it an hour away, because sometimes we got thousands of people on there. If it ends a little bit earlier, can I call you a little bit earlier? Great. But these calls should not be a whole thing. What you cooking for dinner? Yeah, I tried that yesterday. You know, what are you doing? No, you got a few minutes because you got a lot of people to contact. And then you got to follow up with the leads you couldn't get through then on the following day, because you should be loaded up with people, you know, and send them a text. Hey, I'm still working with this last person. Is it okay if I call you tomorrow? Or, you know, are you going to be up late? Keep them interested. Make them know that you have a lot of people that you're working with, because they don't want to miss out. Okay, now she got to put me off till tomorrow. Wait, what is she doing? You know, make them want to come back to you. But then you still have to train the new people. Okay, Joni, congratulations. Great, you're on the team. Look, can we go over the playbook with you? What time? Now, I dropped the ball on 26 people because I was trying to go to Dutchess. So I have 26 people that I got to launch. So I had to make a flyer, and then I'm throughout the day, I'm doing 3-way calls, and I'm still falling short. But I'm blessed that some of them are leaders, and once they got it, and I didn't have to hold their hand. But there's some people that you're going to have to take a little bit more time with. I know that. And then you do this 5 days a week. Keep doing it. Imagine how many students and independent business owners you're going to get if you were following this action plan for a year. You would talk to approximately 1,300 people, even if you took the weekends off. And if you sponsor just 1 in 50 people who you talk to, you would still sponsor 26 people personal. And you only need 3. But 26 people, you put 3 frontline, you put the rest of them, you bless people and spill them over into their leg and help other people get their 3. But you'd have some nice growth in your business. You'd have some nice growth in your business on a part-time basis. There's no doubt in my mind that you could do these 5 steps in about 2 hours a day tops. Okay? It doesn't take that long if you cut out the jibber jabber. You know, still have conversation in that relationship conversation, but know how to control your call. Don't let somebody control the call. You control the call. You're showing them you're a business owner. You're showing them this is about business. We could play tomorrow, but this is about business. You have to control the call. You know, Joni, wow, look, let's catch up tomorrow. I got another few calls to make. You know, I'm excited that you're on the team. I got you down for 2 o'clock tomorrow. I'll get back to you tomorrow, or whatever. You know, control your call. That's powerful. You have to control it. And of course, the more exposures you make, the more people you will recruit, and the more money you'll make, period. Okay, now this one is for anybody. This isn't the one this is somebody that wants to probably go to Knight or Bishop and they're happy. They don't need more than $2,000 a month, or they really want to focus on trading. Man, you've got to do that too. But this is an example of a daily routine designed for a part-timer who's looking to create $500 to $2,000 a month in the next 2 to 12 month period. A Knight or Bishop. These are the people that got short-term, you know, excitability. You know, their attention isn't going to stay with this forever, but they still want to make a couple of dollars. I don't know where that is coming from on my screen, but anyway, Set aside a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes per day. Somebody else got that. Set aside a minimum of 30 to 60 minutes per day to build your network marketing business. Talk to 2 prospects per day, 5 days a week, 2 a day. Okay, this will get you 500 to 2,000 a month. If that's all you're gonna do, that's all you're gonna do. You might work 2 jobs already. This might be all you have time to do. That's okay. But you know, I promise you, you get to 2,000 a month, you will find some more time. But let's just make this for the people who that's all they want to do. They want to make that 2,000 a month so they can have that to trade with. You know, follow up with your leads from the previous day. Same thing. Train these people just like everybody else. But this is just for anyone that can follow, that wants to work at a snail's pace, or they got other obligations, or they just want to make a little bit but spend more of their time learning to trade. We have people that just want to trade, and that's good. We need customers. Okay? But by following this daily routine, you would talk to approximately about 500 prospects in a year. Okay? And if you close 1 in 50 people, you would sponsor about 10 people personally that year, which is fine. And it won't create a huge momentum in your business, but you will definitely see your business grow a little bit each month by following these steps consistently. And this is a 30 to 60 minute day. This is somebody that's already overloaded. Ministers, pastors, lawyers who have to do things in the night but still want to be a part of this, and people who have vision that, you know, we'll get out of this, or get my wife out of work, or get my husband retired, or whatever, and I could do this little bit a day. This will start changing the mindset and start changing the availability. So call 3 prospects on the phone. This is just some daily routine examples. Training call with your new team member, about 15 minutes. You know, follow up with a customer, about 10 minutes. Prospect 2 people about the business, about 10 minutes. I mean, you don't have to give a lot of time. Schedule 1 presentation for future date, 5 minutes. You know, read a book about network marketing, small business, personal development, or get online, just scan it. Use your time valuably to your business. I want you to imagine you're opening up a business and you're going to have your red ribbon cutting event. The mayor is going to come down, and you know, the press is there because there's a new business in town. You got your brick and mortar, and you're going to launch that day because you're cutting the ribbon that day. I need you to take Tradera as serious as that. When you launch your business, say, I'm cutting the red ribbon to my business today. Matter of fact, we might need to put a red ribbon on our flyer, our launch flyers, the ribbon cutting ceremony today, 2 o'clock and 9 o'clock. Which one can you come to? I'm looking for partners. I'm looking for leaders. I'm looking for partners. I'm looking for people committed to changing their life. Will you be a part of that? You got to read. You got to find new way to advertise your business. I showed you one today. You got to find it. Don't say you don't know people. Millions of people are walking the streets. Find a way to find them. It's online. Google. Where do I find people? How do I recruit? Where do I find people? I mean, you can Google it. It's free information. You know, they used to say there was one card that was so valuable that people never used, and it was absolutely free. A library card. A library card is free, and we never used them, okay? There's ways you can go on the internet for free and find this information. Are you going into the internet? Are you looking? Are you hungry enough, thirsty enough, wanting enough to go online and figure out how to do this thing? And respect the fact that your leader is trying to help people be leaders. And to be leaders, you have to do your part. You got to do your part. Show the presentation to one person, 30 minutes, because you got to answer questions, show the presentation about 15 minutes. You know, don't go long, drawn out to the point, and then give more time for them to ask questions. You know, the 10-minute video, we send that to everybody. How'd you get the Duchess? Everybody got the 10-minute video? And then I just followed up with them, gave them more time to answer the questions, solidify what Megan said. I'm the 3-way on the video. Okay? Educate yourself in Forex training, 1 hour a day. It's your business. What business you're in? Well, you know, I recruit people for Forex. Yeah, tell me about Forex. Oh, I don't know nothing about Forex. I haven't started trading yet, but I know about it. I went through the syllabus, 60% of it already. I still haven't had time to trade yet because that's on my agenda. But right now, I just brought in 26 people, so I have to give respect to them first. But the trading, 1 hour a day, you need to do that. That's the meat of your business. You can't convince people to be a student and you don't know. Now, you don't have to trade, but at least read the stuff. Read the PDFs in the back. Go on the educational platform and read the first one. Read the PDFs. Print them out. Have them with you. Follow up with your new leads, 30 minutes. And you want to know something, Trinetta reminded me about Forex, freeforex.co, freeforex.co. And Trinetta, I need you to open your line because I want you to tell the people how excited you were yesterday when you told me that. I'll get to you in a minute. Do an in-home presentation or schedule one, 10 minutes to 1 hour, okay? Contact 3 successful entrepreneurs about the business. You know, read for 15 minutes. These are just daily routines, you know. We're going to post this. Just plan your day. Get a checklist, okay? Follow up with 5 people who you prospected several months ago. If you're idle and you don't have nobody new to talk to, Joni, I told Joni before. And then I wanted to go Duchess. I had to pull out my list. Who did I already talk to a couple of months ago? Joni was at the top of the list. Guess who's on the team? Guess who's on the webinar? Joni. Okay? It works. Follow the leaders. Write a thank you card to one of your team members, 5 minutes, you know, stay connected, generate 2 good leads online. 15 minutes takes you to scan the World Wide Web to find 2 great ways to find leads. Postcards. You know, I love receiving a postcard. There's people out there that's still connected to this. You know, just thank you for joining my team. I used to make my own little newsletter and send it out. That's when I started Seniorpreneurs. I had a whole page on seniorpreneurs and seniors in the industry. And I would mail it to people because back then we would make a newsletter, fold it in half with a blank piece of paper on the outside, staple it and put the address on. We didn't even use envelopes and put a stamp on it and mail it. What do you think people do when they come home and they're finally sitting down and they look at it? You got a good picture on the front, and I talked about in it what, you know, send a postcard. Even the people you recruited and didn't join, say, hey, thank you for getting on the webinar. Just have it. It's what, 2-3 cents to send a postcard. I don't know how much it is today, but these are the things that work. Old school isn't necessarily out of mind. It's just there's new ways to do things. But the mail is the mail. You can get yourself a set of postcards. John Maxwell, when I partnered with him, he gave me a whole bunch of them on leadership to send out to people that became leaders, whatever business I was in. Okay, mail 5 postcards, you know, 10 minutes, just write an address, hey, thank you, or happy birthday or something. Listen to a company call, 20 to 60 minutes. You got to listen to the call. So my favorite routine, call 10 people, send 10 postcards, send 10 emails. Boom. This is where you call 10 of your leads about what you have to offer. Then you send them an email, and then you mail them a postcard. These are for the people that you know you want in the business that just might not have got it through the webinar, but you send them that. I believe you could do this 1 hour per day if you are organized. If you did it consistently for a year, you would make great progress in your business. And remember this, every part of your daily routine should be focused around finding prospects, showing the plan, following up with people, getting customers, and training your team. That's a legend. Those are only money-producing activities in your business. Everything else is just busy work, just busy, but not producing, not getting any results. None of these daily routines or rocket science are hard to do, but hopefully they will get your creative juices flowing today so you can come up with something that works for you. So now, Trinetta, if you're out there, darling, can you open your line?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
All right, Trinetta, tell me tell these people the text you sent me yesterday. Trinetta was sick for a while. I mean, she could barely hold her head up. And we missed her so much, and I would check in on her, and then she started getting discouraged. Tell them, just be transparent, because she's that way anyway.
Yeah. Okay. Hey guys. So yeah. Okay. So I was excited because I got a message from one of my team members who I believe is going to be our first legend on our team in particular. We have been doing freeforex.co alerts. I have been taking those alerts because I've had people on the team that say, look, I want to do this copy trading as a part of our recruiting process. And they, I'm a systematic person, so I went to work trying to figure this thing out. So God blessed me with a plan. It just downloaded to me, and one day, and I decided to show it to her last week. She's on the line right now. So when I showed it to her, and I was like, look at this plan. We are going to take a whole bunch of people to Legend using the copy trading system. Because what we're doing is we decided to flip it. Instead of saying learn while you earn, we're saying earn while you learn. So we're putting the money, like you got the same thing we're doing in this particular program with the network marketing side. We decided to do the same thing with the money trading side. And so when I showed it to her, the winning trades, the history, everything, the results, she went berserk. So Sunday we decided so every Sunday we're going to have these webinars, and she had like 15 people on there, and they were like, I think it would have cost like 2.5 hours, and they were like, I can't believe their mind was blown, and they're just signing up left and right. And she's called me yesterday, even last night. She said, I can't, when is everything going to open back up? And because these people they're waving their money at me right now because we flipped the concept. So I will be going over Thursday. Ms. Linda asked me to go over Thursday, so I'll explain this a little bit more, guys. But what David has done is phenomenal. We're catching more than 20 pips a day. We're catching 100 pips a day. And I'm telling you, it's mind blowing. So we're getting people to Legend. We're taking $50 and taking it to $5,000, $6,000 every 30 days, like clockwork. And we're showing people how to do the same thing. And the academy is a part of it. The learning is a part of it, but we're helping to make money on the front end first. So we're doing the same thing, Ms. Linda, but we're just using the trading side to make the money as well. And then they can learn how to trade, but first they need to start earning. That's what you heard in me yesterday, because she was sending me text messages left and right. She's on the phone right now. And she's so excited. And she keeps me excited as well, because she calls me and says, what are we doing? What are we doing? And we built the whole system around it. So you guys can hear my excitement. I will definitely report back to you how it's going. But as of Thursday, I will show you the freeforex.co system and how it works. And it's actually, you guys are already paying $99 a month, so it's just an extra $10 a month. And they will send you your alerts through Telegram. And they're way better. They win more. I'll just put it away than Tradera does.
I agree. Ms. Linda, I do it as well. I actually into that as well, and I had a good experience with
Say your name.
Deborah.
Okay.
It makes a really good marketing tool, because I send it to someone that trades, but it's not in a company, and he calls me back and say, Deborah, it works. I said, yes, it does work. So they also send them your link to if they want to sign up. So they already have your referral link as well. So he will be coming on to Tradera because of the free forex.co. So it's a good marketing tool. I agree with you, because I'm more into the trade. I'm trying to get balance between the trade and the compensation plan as well. So I can put a balance between the two. But yes, it's a really good. I agree with you on that. It's worth $10 a month.
Oh, yes.
It is.
Oh, yes.
Linda,
Definitely
this is
that.
Nina, and I agree. Those leads are really, really good. They hit their take profits, and like they were saying, they give your prospect 2 to 3 free leads just to try them out, and that's a week. And then they give them your link to sign up with you.
Yep. And so when we saw that, I was like, well, they're already showing the money, making the money. So let's take it and let's combine it with the 20 pip and dip plan. And, let's get everybody to Legend. So that's what we did. We're combining freeforex.co with the 20 pip and dip plan. And people they can't believe it. They just can't believe they can take $50 and in 30 days or 30 trades, turn it into $6,400 or $11,000. And how we're helping them do it is not necessarily learning how to trade by themselves, but just by taking alerts. And they're telling you these alerts win. I mean, it's unbelievable the win rate of these alerts. I mean, one loss maybe out of the whole week, and we maybe like today there were maybe like 5 trades today, 4 or 5 yesterday, or 6 today or something already. And the ones we took yesterday, the ones that we were able to get in, they won. And that's a retention tool for me, because it woke a lot of my teammates up. They woke up. They were like, wait, I want to do this. And I'm like, well, you have to be active, and there's a process to this. You can't get the alerts unless you are a member. You can't get it.
Right.
So
that's right.
Yep.
All right, well, folks,
that's what we're doing.
Trinetta is healthy and back. She'll be on Thursday morning. Ron Black has been standing in the interim for her. We really love and appreciate him. He does 3 on Sunday. But we are so appreciative that he stood in for her. Thursday is our trading Thursdays. I don't train on Thursdays. And also, I'm looking for people that want to train on Tuesday. Okay, I'm not the only person here that has been doing this industry. Anybody wanting to train a class or a Tuesday morning training, please let me know. I want leaders in the group to step up. I'll be on it with you, but I just want to see who else wants to go to the next level with their leadership. But anyway, thank you so much. You can open your line if you have a question or two, because we do have to get on. Nope, we don't have time for questions. It's 10:54. Our fearless legend leader is going on in about 6 minutes. I want you to have time to get your water, your coffee, your juice, or your breakfast, whatever you got to get, and get on there. We will see you next Monday. Thank you, everybody that popped on today. We love you, and let's get to the top.
Love you too, Linda.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you,
This
Mr.
recording will
Linda.
be on the
Great
Facebook
training,
page.
Linda.
All right,
Is
you're welcome.
Thursday gonna be the
Thank
same
you, Linda.
time?
Thank you,
Yes,
Linda.
Tuesday to 10 o'clock. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Great job.
Thank you, Linda.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, wonderful.
Yes,
you, Linda.
great job.
That's what this is.